Good morning, team. Firstly, an apology that I haven't done a Rugby World Cup fantasy video yet this week. The game week's already started with the England-Argentina game last night. I just couldn't get round to it. Basically, I didn't find the time, but I thought I could do one now before the World Cup final. We'll go through my team. I've dropped out the top 100, as you can see here, which I thought I did all right last night, which I'll explain in a minute. But I wonder who the top players are. Interesting. So I reckon a lot of the people near the top would have gone for more England and Argentina players, because I think that game was possibly easier to call. But anyway, it is what it is. Down in 122nd. The aim for me is to get myself into the top 100. And this is what I went for. So I had Theo, Dan and Ben Early both did pretty well, but then Tom Curry, Henry Arundel, not so much. So the question for this video is, who should I put in my team from New Zealand and South Africa, a World Cup final? That every video I've done on the channel this week, I've been saying that it's a flip of a coin. It's such a hard game to call. At the moment, I've got Malherbe and Kitsoff, Etzebeth and Barrett second row, Surveyor in the back row, de Klerk Pollard, Will Jordan Talea on the wings, Creel and Geordie Barrett in the centres. What should I do to change that up? The hardest thing about this round really has been knowing, I think that neither game would be a blowout. The semi-finals was easier because we had New Zealand against Argentina. We all thought that would be quite one-sided. Those of us that had Will Jordan and captained him got a load of points there. But what to do for the final? It's going to be wet in Paris. That's part of the reason I've gone for Faf and Pollard. I think South Africa will kick their points when they're on offer, so I think Pollard might do okay. I actually can't afford Mwanga. I did have a look this morning, but he's up there at 13. He's obviously a good shout. Aaron Smith as well had a very, very good World Cup, but I've just edged it towards Faf. In terms of the wingers, I've gone for Will Jordan because he's just been excellent throughout the World Cup, and I've gone for Mark Talea because I just feel like New Zealand's kicking game is possibly going to be key and those guys' roles in it. But when you're actually looking at fantasy rugby, I suppose that doesn't get you that many points. And when I look at all the wingers in this game, I'm not sure it is going to be the sort of game where someone's biting off absolutely loads of metres and scoring heaps of tries. It's probably going to be a bit of an arm wrestle, which means I think we'll probably have quite a low scoring week. But that's where I am at the moment. As I say, it'll probably be a shorter video just because I'm not selecting my team. I've already selected it. I like Scott Barrett and Etzebeth in the second row. I think the props are really hard to call, but I've gone for the springboks starting props. Should I mix that up? Maybe go for one from each nation? I don't know. I think it gets to this point and there's a bit of luck involved, isn't there? Earlier on in the tournament, we always had games like, I don't know, whoever Namibia were playing, or New Zealand against Italy, where you suspect that you're going to get a lot of point scorers from that team, whereas from this game, this final, frankly, who knows? I think for the time being, I'm going to keep it at that. Let's have a little. If I transfer Creel out, I forgot. Yeah, I guess you got Rico Ioane's an option. Already got Geordie Barrett, Damien Dialende, Rico Ioane. Problem if I put Ioane in, I've then got Will Jordan, Geordie Barrett, Ioane, Talea. I suppose I've got Pollard and Fath as well. I just wonder if it's too many Kiwis, just in case it's a different game to what we're expecting. But then maybe I do put him in. Maybe I do instead of Creel. Maybe he's just going to carry that little bit more. So I've gone pretty New Zealand heavy here. Well, I suppose New Zealand heavy in the backs, South Africa heavy in the forwards is where I am at the moment. I've got one more point to work with, although that doesn't particularly matter. Have a look at if I transfer out Kitsoff just for a sec. What have we got? So it's Malherbe. Oh, I've used all the... Okay, fine. So because I put in Rico Ioane, I can't have any more All Blacks anyway. So we'll go Kitsoff. We got Ioane in there. I've triple captained Will Jordan. I was really annoyed. I forgot to use one of my boosters last week, so I'm going to miss out on one, but it is what it is. So this is what I've got at the moment. What do you make of it? What are all you guys doing with your fantasy team? And thanks for watching this kind of mini-series over the course of the World Cup. It's a dedicated bunch of you that tend to watch these videos, so I hope you've enjoyed them. I hope you've done well in the Fantasy League as well, and I hope that I can get myself into the top 100 to finish off. But I feel like maybe the standard of the league's been pretty good. Like if I compare it to... So in England, so if we got England League, 95,000 people in it, I'm like 3,800, which I feel is pretty good. To then be 122nd in a league of just under 800, I feel like the standard of this league is good. We're Premier League. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. But anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you're doing for the fantasy team, and let me know who you think is going to win the World Cup final. It's so hard to call, and it makes picking our teams even harder as well. But nice one. Enjoy the game. I'll see you in the next one.